Hi, my name is Michelle. Today, I just wanted to thank the team, the Woman of the Future, for inviting me to speak about using AI for storytelling, unleashing the power of artificial intelligence in narrative creation. And I believe storytelling is the fundamental or the core of being a human. So I'm really, really excited about the talk. And just a little bit about me. I'm an AI artist and researcher on an AI and geospatial project. And I'm also an artist called Big Goddesses. I use AI as well as XR, AR, and coding to make images and art that I sell as NFTs and also AR as well for fun. And I founded Robotics for Goods, chatbots, messaging, and artificial intelligence in 2014. As a result of deep fakes, actually, I took a class at Stanford and thought that we should talk about ethics and using AI for good, like yesterday. The US Department of Homeland Security just issued a warning regarding AI technology, classifying it as a threat within the broader scope of synthetic media. Synthetic media is a form of AI and machine learning to craft believable and realistic videos, pictures, audio, and text that depicts events which never happened. So we have a good community there. We talk about AI and also even consciousness and digital love, and from before. I'm also an advisor for various AI, blockchain, and VR XR startups. I think I was one of the maybe first people that uses AI in education, making chatbots for seven a startup that does education. What I did was I make chatbots so that they can pass their AP exam in biology as well as history. I also founded a startup in 2012 and 13 that uses algorithm on the back end for recommendation engines. I worked on the Luna project, Robots Without Borders. We basically created a digital robot and hologram robot that you can talk to, and we use it for education. And you can find her, Luna AI, on YouTube. I'm also part of the Loving AI X Prize project. We basically created a software module that we use in Sophia, the physical robot, to help humans become more loving and conscious. So I'm really excited to talk about storytelling in AI today. I think storytelling is really fundamental in who we are as and our identity. People always ask, who are you? What do you do? And you always constantly gotta tell a story. If you're a startup founder, people ask you, or even VCs ask you, what does your startup do? You have to tell your stories in 2 minutes, known as the elevator pitch, as well as when you go through your deck. So storytelling is also important in advertising. And selling in sales, when you sell your products or you sell something, storytelling is important in creativity, and we're going to talk about ethics as well. I think ethics is very important in AI. And we're going to talk about trends and use cases in storytelling, as well as the role of AI professionals in storytelling. I think the AI in storytelling has evolved. In the past, I don't know if you guys have taken history. As a history major in college at Berkeley, we spoke about story as a way to pass on what we learn to generations to come. So we have history and her story classes at different universities as a result of that, so that we can learn from and not repeat those stories. And we learn stories from film and TV and media, and even social media, right? A lot of the Twitter it's short form storytelling. YouTube is all storytelling, as well as in art form, digital media. And then we now have AI in Eliza and chatbots. So when I was actually programming some of the chatbots, you can talk to certain chatbots, and we basically program a little bit of storytelling in it so that it can respond to you when you make it. So I had a little chatbot that I programmed for like maybe 20 minutes that I call it the Michelle chatbot, because a lot of people thought that I was a chatbot for some reason. So I like kind of make fun of that, and actually created one of me where people can speak with, and people can kind of learn a little bit about my life. And I guess now dating chatbots are popular as a result of ChatGPT, but it's a mini form of that. So that has a story, and now we have more advanced storytelling where we can use ChatGPT and NLP, machine learning, and other forms of AI for storytelling. We have, again, NLP, we have machine learning, we have reinforcement learning. We also have GANs, which is like a lot of the AI is based on. But I think we also have NERF, neural radiance fields, radiance neural fields, where you can generate a whole story from images. And you can also use text to generate 360 stories. And in the future, I know that researchers are working on generating movies and videos from text as well. So I think the techniques that are going to be advancing, in the next 5 years, there's going to be like they are going to be a little bit more powerful as well. Some of the storytelling applications, as you can see, is we can see in the entertainment industry, you can use chatbots or even ChatGPT to create an entire story to make movies. You can also use AI for marketing and advertising. You can use it to, if you need to write an ad, you can just use it to write an ad for you that appeals to the audience. And if you don't like it, you could change it. We also have virtual assistant, as you know. I advise a few virtual chatbot company that helps you with, buying things or guides you with, if, like one of the idea that I did was for Burning Man in 2018. One of the idea I had was having a AI robot for Burning Man that is a sculpture, but in that sculpture has AI in it that tells you, hey, I need some food, where do I go? Because you can easily get lost at Burning Man. So that's another idea. And of course, education is one of them, is using chatbots to help you with education and for storytelling. I think, as an educator, some people learn from storytelling, other people learn visually, other people learn from reading and text. So we can use machine learning to understand how a human learned, and then create solutions with AI to help them understand and learn more effectively. With storytelling, there's always collaboration with humans. I don't think it's taking over human creativity. I think it's augmenting human creativity. Even as an artist, when I asked, Midjourney or Dali to generate an image for me, and I'm really picky because, I'm an inner child artist, so I've done art all my life, and I want things a certain way. And when the machine don't render it that certain way, I began modifying it. So I use Photoshop and other tools to change the image that the AI create, or I can recreate the image by myself, inspired by what the AI generated. Because they're never perfect. I think they're getting better. But I want a certain look for my images. Even the virtual worlds that I built, sometimes I just feel like sometimes one of the element or the mood is not what I'm looking for. So I like to augment the art and the stories that are generated by the AR. So it's human input, human feedback, and then also the prompts are created by human. So I'm really excited that for the longest time now, because of course Alexa has a lot of human writing into it. And when I was scripting the software module for Sophia as well. It was like a lot easier for me because I love creative writing, and I'm also a baby programmer. So it really helps me to merge the two together, my right brain and left brain, to create something awesome. With AI and storytelling, we have to think about ethics. And I think I've had a certificate on AI and ethics like a long time ago. Because as a woman, I think one of the guy was questioning me. Like I was moderating an AI ethics panel, and someone was just like, well, how are you qualified to moderate? And I actually took that class right before I did that presentation because um, I, as a lawyer as well, I've taken a lot of ethics class, and I believe that we have to really be conscious of IP issues, its impact on stealing, replacing humans, and making sure that were more conscious of that. When I did create my startup, I was very conscious about hiring women, and being fair, making sure that people are paid as well. And also really thinking about our values and empathy. One of the reasons I founded Robotics for Good is I believe that we can create and further technology and humanity while innovating. I basically I believe that we can be human and care about humanity while innovating as well. And I think these AI, blockchain, and XR, those are really tools. And we don't want a slippery slope. I think it's kind of important that when we create AI solutions that we think about, we become privacy first, we become ethical first. And we think about bias. In a lot of the images I generate, even working with a project that I'm working right now, I noticed that sometimes women don't show up in these AI generated um, prompts, and I have to change them around to make sure that women are visible. And I think that is kind of important that we make sure that women are visible in AR, in XR and VR, and then also to the extent in blockchain teams, because it's based on trust, and a woman understands and knows trust better than a lot of the other parts of Homo sapiens. So, it's just really something that I ask that we think about it, not just bluntly, but also inadvertently. How are AI inadvertently impacting um, people? Like even with aggregated data, and I think there's a Closet Mom case on Netflix where the data is aggregated, it's not personalized, and it's being shared. But with aggregated data, people can kind of tell and still get information that someone's privacy was violated. So we have to be careful about that. I think another example is in Palo Alto. Our cost of living is really high. There's teachers there who live there who don't make a lot. So, we're using AI to screen different applicants. We might skip over people who are impacted by the algorithms that we use. So, what is the future of AI storytelling? So I think about VR and AR. So I make virtual reality worlds myself, and as well as AR. I think I have a lot of impressions in AR. I think it's kind of important to use these technologies and AI to not to like with AR. I just feel really bad because you can actually modify people's face to make the lips bigger, and it caused insecurity and low self-esteem and suicide in teenagers. So we need to be really careful about that. Sometimes we need to balance about making something that is viral versus something that is ethical, and doesn't really hurt humanity and the kids, our future generations to come. And then also VR, we can use AI now to make virtual worlds. So we want to make sure that those are not offensive and those are inclusive. We also could use AI narrative generation. So stories can be created by the AI now. And when we create the stories, we want to make sure we review them and make sure that they're not, they don't contain bias, they're not discriminatory against a certain race or sexual preferences, and women as well. And and then one thing I hate, as an Asian American is, like, I remember in my criminal law class in law school, that there was a test about Asian people sending information to China. And, I don't think that all Asians are like that. And, so when we create these stories, we want to be culturally sensitive, because that experience really shocked me. Also, new genres and narrative structure. So how do we use AI to create new art and new kinds of art? So that's something kind of different. Like for me, I kind of love AI because I can create things that doesn't exist right now. I can make art, that nobody has thought of, or merge different things. And so that creativity, that possibility is endless. Do check out, I think, I said it before, it's going to be a lot of videos, AI generated videos. It's going to be virtual worlds generated by AI, by text, or by just image inspired. So I'm really excited about that. There's also 3D elements or objects that could be generated by AI. And I think there's a lot of companies that, as that are doing that. There are some real world examples of AI storytelling. So creative writing is one example. The other one is deepfake technology. As you guys know, I'm a little bit worried about that because I think everything that is digital, that all the bad things that is digital right now is going to be exemplified, like deepfakes, fake news, identity theft. You just couldn't tell what is real, what is not. So that really sucks. And then also interactive story. So when you make games and you want it to the ending or the beginning to be different, you can change it now, and then the AI can change it for you. And also personalized advertising. So I use AI to, like if I want to advertise something on Amazon, I can do it. They can do it for me. Or if I wanted to, I just set up Auto GPT, and I wanted to actually put it on Twitter for me and write tweets for me, understanding and after learning the style of how I write and what I do. So that's been kind of fun, and I've spent hours and hours with making different agents. So I believe that the AI professionals, we have a role in storytelling as AI professionals, and everyone here that works in AI. We want to make sure that I feel like it's always a slippery slope. So the question is, who is God when we work on AI, and the God within us. Whatever we create, our personality and what we believe in, our values, sometimes become a slippery slope in these AI applications because they learn from society and culture. There's a reason that the Microsoft bot is a little bit more mean. And if I look at all the stuff that humans chat with me on AI is pretty bad. Like I don't know if your AI bot has been harassed by men or other people. And even if you have a robot, sometimes the robot could be harassed by other humans as well. So I think as humans, we wanted to protect our products, our extension of us. And we also have a role in inventing technology and the algos that we place into this AI. And we have the right to choose what we want in and what we want out. We have a role of developing trust, how to develop trust, and why should we use your AI when we can't trust it? And what is trust to begin with? So that is going to be really, really important. So I think we would need to continue to do more research on certain things to ask AI professionals in this. So this is my conclusion. I just wanted to say that I'm really excited that I mean, it's not new to me. AI it has been around even before I was born. I've constantly met AI application professionals from the past, but I think in 2014, GAN really changed it, and this year, I mean last year, the Chat GPT, OpenAI people like just make it so that everyone understands AI becomes mass adoption. Um, and as it become mass adoption, people can use it not for good. And I just wanted to make sure that everyone here, kind of become, more aware and conscious about how we can make it for good. And I think it's going to be important because I think the future is going to be conscious AI, where people call it AGI. Once I think the Luna AI has a subconscious in the back end where it also she could also code like ChatGPT a couple years ago. But what we're working toward was conscious AI, where the AI is aware and it could talk to you and understand you, and it could tells you how you feel and why you feel that certain way based on the data that and understanding and the knowledge that it has about you. And as the AI becomes more advanced, so is our identity and our privacy and the security of us humans. Thank you.